Good morning, folks. Welcome to FYI. Good morning, Tabby. How are you doing? It's the fourth day of August already. I'm thinking July all the time. Tabby, how are you doing?
4th day of September, Sharon, not 4th day of August. Good morning.
You see, I got it wrong twice.
Good
4th day of
morning,
September.
every.
I'm back. 4th day of July, 4th day of September, 4th day of August, 4th day of September. It's Labor Day here in the US of A. Tabby, I think school is starting at your end.
Yes, today is the first day of school, and we could get into a little about what that means for a lot of students and parents. Whether or not they were able to get their uniforms over the weekend, whether the seamstress had them stuck there for hours trying to get the uniforms done. So I'm hoping everybody was able to get their uniforms and get all they needed for their children to go out to school this morning. How are you, Sharon?
Well, I am good too. I'm very good, as a matter of fact, Tabby. And one of the things we're looking at this morning is the fact that we saw that not all schools are going to be opening this morning. That's a cause of concern for a lot of people. You know?
Yes, yes, and it's interesting because they had a lot of time, but we go into why it is that at this point, there's some schools, and I remember even with the issue of the dorms in Madia that were on fire. I remember we were asking whether or not those schools would be able to be reopened given what happened there. So there are a lot of issues where schools are not being opened right now. So we have to go check into what are the reasons and the causes for that, and hold them accountable for the fact that school can't be open as yet and it's the first day of school.
Yeah, in a large sense, it's like deja vu because this seems almost like a pattern now that, whether you have 2 months or 2 weeks, we can't get it right. We just can't get it right. 2 months or 2 weeks,
I don't that's
right? And if you look at,
Yes, you continue, Sharon.
right ahead.
No.
Now, I was going to
Mhm.
say, if you look at the schools that are listed for being have a delayed opening, they almost all of them are in the capital city, which is even more strange because if you're doing rehabilitation work, I can imagine you getting stuff out to some hinterland location and so on, some challenges. But lots of them are right in the capital,
Exactly. And
or at least in Region 4.
exactly. And I know, for example, the St. Rose's High School, they were actually rebuilding that school. So the question is, if that school is not yet finished, is it a case that the children are going to continue going where they were going before, or they have to stay home until that building is completed? And particular school, and why it is that it's taking longer than the actual deadline? Because the
Yeah.
deadline, the minister had to expect that the school should have been finished in time for this term. So why is it that as what has become norm in our country, where contractors seem unable to meet deadlines set and deadlines that they also have agreed to?
The minister, the minister. We're going to talk some more about that as well. But folks, as you come on, share the live, smash that emoji button for us wherever you're joining us from. Do we have any challenges? Let me see. Um, do we? I don't think so. But share the live, folks, wherever you're joining us from. As I said, it's Labor Day here. It's the fourth day of September. Labor Day in the US is quite tough. And the further out you go, it's quite here in South Carolina. I know it's going to be a lot of revelry in places like Brooklyn and Queens today, where I see some other of our comrades are set. Some
So
folks
you're
are
not
set.
going to be part of the revelry, Sherrod?
Mentally, I was out yesterday afternoon. I was at a Apple festival. This is like all things Apple. Apple
Okay.
smoothie, apple pie, apple syrup, apple everything. And there was a concert there too. Um, for big folks like us. It was wonderful. It was
So
good
you're
being
taking
out.
it easy. You're taking it easy.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a quiet day here. It's a holiday, so not much is moving, but we're gonna make the best. Gonna make the best. I'm thinking about you guys and what's happening there this first day at school, and some of the challenges some of the other parents are gonna have.
Yes, yes. Yes, I was as a young parent now into the throes of schooling and all of that. I realized how hectic the situation can be. And I know that over the weekend, a lot of parents were hustling and bustling about trying to make sure that they get all that is required of them and their children, from the backpacks to the textbooks, which are very expensive. I know in some schools the textbooks are free, but in others you have to still get some of the textbooks, and ensure that your children also have the school uniforms and the boots and the socks, everything, because you want your child to look good on the first day of school. And here in
Right.
Guyana we get take
Correct.
pictures, so
Correct.
the social media will be flooded with children on the first day of school.
Correct. And not only that, we want everything to be pressed. We want everything to be pressed, neat and nice. A
Yes.
lot of ironing there and the lunch pack. Look, when you're young, you take a lot for granted. Now your parents look back and say,
Now you realize the
uh,
stress that you have.
yeah, you just wake up and meet food. You go to bed, everything is taken care of. You don't know it's magic.
You don't
How it
know,
gets
you
there.
don't know. And then
Now,
they get upset if you don't have the lunch kit that
oh yeah,
that your friend has, something
oh
like
yeah.
that.
You know. But for the grace of God,
Yeah.
go
So
ahead.
all the best this term, all the best this term to
All
all
the
the
very
children
best.
going
All
out
of
to
you
school.
parents.
Please stay safe on the roadways. Please stay safe, stay in the
Correct.
corner.
Correct.
Yes. If it is that you're walking to school, stay
Yeah.
on the
Tabby as
pavement.
a young parent could um attest now, but us older folks who've been through the system, you
Yes.
know, been through the system, and especially Tabby, those first time school goers. If you have a child who's is like your first child going off to school, there's a lot of trepidation.
Yes.
You want to stay at the school. I understand. By the time you get to the second child, you
It
are
becomes
not
easier. That's
demotivated
what
to
you
school.
said. Yes. I remember being
Not
there. It's
demotivated
not
going to
easy.
school, yeah.
It's not easy.
Oh yeah, it's not easy at all. But I'm happy. I'm happy for all of you who were able to successfully, at least you on that road to getting your child off to school this morning. Congrats to all of you. Congrats to all of you. And Tabby, last week we did say we're raising some money for a drone at our end, and we want to report that we did receive that drone. Things the train runs here on time more often than it doesn't. So the people came as promised. People came as promised on time, and we want to show you guys a little bit of how the unboxing went. So share the live, folks, wherever you're joining us from. Let me see who we have on the live this morning with us, Tabby. We got Edward Brooms here with us. We got Margaret Nelson is here too. Who else we have with us this morning?
We have
We
Donna
got, let me
Joseph.
see.
I'm seeing
We got,
Yolanda.
go right ahead.
I'm seeing Stanley George. Good morning, Stanley. I'm seeing Yolanda. Good morning, Magnel Barrow. I think Magnel Barrow is one of your favorites. She's
Magnel is always here.
she's
Magnel's a
always here.
fixture.
So
Magnel and
good morning,
Margaret,
everyone.
fixture.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
Tessa Isaacs Graves Andy. Blessed good morning to you too. Saint Romaine Adams, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. All the usual suspects.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Evelina
Yuri
Whitaker
is
is here
being on your
too.
end. I'm seeing Veronica Rollins as well. Good
Yeah,
morning.
yeah. Veronica, good to see you on the line this morning. Wherever you guys are joining us from this morning, Lethal Preck and Glenn Wosley. We have Yvette Ward is here too. Guys, thank you all so much. Do us the other favor to share the live. Jennifer Argyle and I see Everett Leonard is here too. Bella Mona is here, and all the other folks who joining us. Share the live for us. Smash that emoji button too. We tell people all the time that we are very grateful, and we are, for the contributions that you make to help the program keep moving forward. And all of it goes back into building out these programs, getting the various services that helps us to keep going. For instance, the internet. That's an important. That's the backbone of what we do. Because if you are waiting to get into a studio to do this,
Yes.
that's another cost by itself. And to wait for them, somebody to give you some airtime in a
Yes.
country like ours. But you guys have kept us on. November's going to be 3 years, and I believe and I know that we have been faithful stewards, that we might say, of the finances that you contribute to us. And we raised some money last week toward procuring a drone, which will help us to kind of lift what we're doing a little bit more, getting into certain hard to reach places and so on, as the needs arises. And as soon as we got to where we needed to be, we told you guys, because we're not dishonest folks at all. As soon as we got to where we needed to be, we told you guys, and we just say whatever extras came in, we are going to use it to do X, Y, and Z. And I want to show you guys what we've done in terms of procuring that drone since the last time we spoke. Tammy?
I'm excited. I'm excited as the rest of the viewers to see exactly what it is that you're able to buy.
You like Bacchanal too, eh?
So let's do a drum roll. Let's do a drum roll, Sharon. Let's go.
Do
Let's
a drum
go.
roll. My drumming is a little off this morning.
As promised, we do have our our drone has arrived. Look at that. Our drone has arrived, folks. This huge box here, because I noticed that the drone alone, there's something else in here. And we gotta open this. If you're hearing that, I have to thank you, folks. I've now been doing to all of you who have helped us to come this far, folks. Acquiring this drone, as we said, is going to help us to lift the quality of program we have in terms of just some of the shots we're able to get, some of the stories we're able to cover, to give you guys just a better sense of what is happening. We're thankful for all of you. So there we are, folks. Again, we want to thank everybody who helped us to get this far. The drone has arrived and we're going to be doing the unboxing. So let's take it away. Thank you for Eric post. You can see everything. You don't worry. Everything you're going to see. So a lot of times I'm just brought in a very short time. I'm working the box. Oh, you don't want to see that? Everything you are. Yeah, once we are. All right. Moment of truth. Wait, let me put it this time. Moment of truth. Box in a box. So we did the drone, and as course we told you folks, we also need a case to carry the drone in. So bought the case as well. Since we have a little extra class, let's show you this. We got a case as well. So let me bring you in from that side first. Cases. The case. You see that it's a take a lot of money. We will be actually. So keep the drone. There's right. Never see. Come listen. Good man. That's the end. Keep it simple. Bam! That's for you in the story there. Not the various pieces. Alright, so that's the case. Why that is nice, and that's the way you want to see it. What I want to say is for you there. Some finish on. Some rats in the head first. What I want to say as well. And very ready for it. Do we have a drum roll, folks? Ta-da! This is the DJI Maverick 3 Pro. And welcome to the family. Yep, welcome to the family. All right, so let's open this one now. I've done this unboxing correct. But in time, we're going to get an extra battery where they're telling us this battery comes with just one battery can give us at least 40 minutes flying time, which is way above the average drone. But 40 minutes flight time. And wow, think go by the honestly, thank you to all the persons who really and truly came through for us on such very short notice. They didn't ask us a question. They trusted us. Now we're going to do what we said we were going to do. Folks told us that we allocated. Did anybody how much we raised? This is going to be, it's going to be, and we're going to have to fit it together. All right. Console, I think. Is it? Yep. Battery and consoles here. Okay. This is all the consoles here. Take a rest. Looks like a big game, but this is where you're going to control the drone from and see what's happening. It's beautiful. But we actually have to put a phone in, it comes to this with its own screen. This is a console. I understand why it's so expensive. Usually when you have a drone, you have to insert a phone to see where the drone is going. This comes with its own console. This is the DJI Mavic 3 Pro. And we've got some cables here. Cables on this side. Cables. We got there's the charger over here. I know somewhere you could do this unboxing far better than I'm doing it here. Charger there. I love this console. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so beautiful. Console is there. It's not empty. Right? And now, for the star of the show, oh, it's big. Star of the show. All right, let me show you. Before the star of the show, has the color manual. The manual here. Got to read through. And we have some extra, we have the propellers. We have some propellers here. And like we said, the star of the show, we're a functional kitchen. Very functional. The star of the show, the Maverick 3 Pro, the DJI Mavic 3 Pro. And this is it. So the propellers I was showing you, there's some really extra ones. And this is the actual, if I only know how to take this out. You see, there you go. There's some protection for the camera and so on. And look at this beauty here. And we can open like so. Look at that. Open so. Look at that. So when you see those great aerial shots going forward, this is what you start to prep. Alright, I want to be gentle now. Let's say I'll do this right. Alright. I don't want to break the idea in the first three. Alright. So to figure out what was happening, I was pulling out to the side like the west for the front here. But this one actually goes down. And let me see, come up and see. Next one, again, this goes down and back. And there you have it. You guys are going to begin to see very shortly some of the aerial shots. It's a fascinating piece of equipment. It's a professional drone. It's not a toy drone. It's professional as you get. 3 cameras on the front here. 3 cameras in front here. Has a flying time of about 46 minutes. And I don't want to bore you guys with the rest of it. Don't want to bore you guys with the rest of it. But that's it. That's rated. Zoom. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much to all of you who had a part to play in this. You guys are going to get to see how we use it every single time. Thanks again.
Yay!
Gabby.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So now we have
yeah.
the drone.
So thanks, guys. Thanks to really want to say thanks to everybody. The extra that we received, we were able to purchase the case for it, and I think we need another battery or 2 just to be safe. We need another battery or 2. So if you guys didn't have a chance to give to us to procure our drone, you still have a chance to do it. But we think another battery or 2 would be good to have set aside. So there it is, folks. There it is. There it is. And you guys are going to see some great aerial shots moving forward, and us cover stories differently that needs a drone.
Great. That
I
is so
really
good.
want to say thanks to everybody because, again, it just shows what can happen when we come together and we decide on a common purpose. And we always believe we don't have audience with a big number for just likes and shares, but we can actually, leverage that for some good, for some good use. And our audience here has helped us every step of the way. Every step of the way. That's right. We love them so much.
Yes, you have a good audience, Sharon, a good viewership, and as you said, it's good to see what people can do when we can work together. As you said before you went into the video, it would be such a hassle to try to get into a studio based on how things work and function here in Guyana. And a lot of us, that you particularly, took the bold step of doing something different to get credible information to the people, and the people have responded, and they show that they appreciate what you do, and they've been able to show it in a very tangible way, and they've been showing it in tangible ways throughout the process. So kudos to you, and kudos to your viewers who have shown that when we work together we can accomplish great stuff.
Yeah. So guys, that's that. I see everybody saying congratulations and so on. Debbie Collins said, "Brother, do you see that? That brother is out for parts, but it's now it's now gone viral." Margaret Nelson says, "Sharon is a boss." Margaret, you're too sweet. Margaret, are you guys still? Well, yes, you guys are still in New York. Answer this late, but then that's why.
Yes, Blanca say you need to try it out in Georgia.
Margaret, we've been following the photograph and everything else. So Margaret, Denise, Champagne is here, and Fidel Albert is here. Guys, congrats to all of you. Congrats to all of you who gave. One person, I told you guys, asked how much you raised. One person asked how much you raised. Everybody else just give, and that is the result of it. And we say it all the time, I say it again. Everything people contribute to our program goes back into building our program. We're building house, we're buying fancy cars, unless it's for the purpose of the program. None of those things. It goes towards building the programs bigger and better and stronger. We want longevity in the programs. We're no fly by night, at least not 3 years in. But happy to be here and to be of assistance to folks. This is our passion, bringing credible information to you guys, and you guys have seen what we are doing and have chosen to come on board and help us to go another mile, and definitely it's going to help us to go more than another mile. So thanks to all of you folks. Thanks to all of you. Tabby?
Excellent. Now, Sharon, you have to test it now.
You good. That's the other part. I was doing some testing, but I ain't gonna put it up the first day.
Yeah, probably Sharon, you probably need to do some training. You're flying something, you probably need to do some training
in private, and then you Next thing, those are land composer, it is a buttocks or some pop wires, as we say. But folks,
Excellent, excellent.
let's follow some of what we're
It's
tracking.
happening.
Uh,
Yes, definitely.
yeah, some of the other stuff. The actual other stuff happening this morning. It's Labor Day here in the US of A. It's the first day of school in GT. So definitely a lot is happening. Folks, but I want you guys to know that we're coming to Georgia as well on the 16th. I am so looking forward. I was supposed to be already home, But the folks say, hold on a little bit, hold on. And of course, we are people of the people. So we are going to be there talking with the folks in Georgia, meeting with the folks. I even think I want to. Just meeting with the folks in Georgia on the 16th. The address is there, the time is there, the date is there, and all of that. And then we think we head into Washington a little later on in the month, and then we're going to see you guys in the 592 as we get back to the work on the ground. The work on the ground there. But we're going to be seeing you guys in Georgia on the 16th. That being said, folks, the morning papers got a lot of interesting things, Tabby, there was a very interesting editorial in yesterday's Stabrook News.
Yes,
The editorial was like a high splash down till people feel like an uppercut, knockout.
it was. I read it, and it sort of it discussed some of what we were discussing last week. It went in depth on some of the issues we were raising last week in relation to the statements that the president made over the last week. So we'll get into it and see how it goes. I think you have some specific parts that you would like to highlight.
Yeah. Again, Tabby, we usually talk about whether it's Tabuk News, it's Culture News, whether it's some other independent but um, credible entity. Because when we say some things, some folks just say, especially those who join us here and when they support the People's Progressive Party Civic, the PPPC, oh, it's just the rabble rousers, oh, it's just the biased this and so on. But we tend to pull in some of the independent but credible media, not a broadcast operation, credible media houses, to just show you guys that, we big, but we got the people who are thinking the same thing. And this editorial out of yesterday, communication and democracy spoke to some of the things that we've been talking about here. For
Yes,
instance, this comment from Ali recently about Norton must confess to him, must confess his sins and his wrongdoings in the last election. That news, for all intents and purposes, is took exception to that kind of foolish talk. And in this editorial yesterday, News said it is clear that the ruling party suffers from a moral superiority complex. That's
yes,
not That is not a good thing at all. One of the things he said in this editorial was that President Ali was reported as making reference to the legal hurdles of appointing the Chancellor and Chief Justice to those substantive positions, eh, saying that it's Norton who has stalled the process. This is Sabbath News. Sabbath News said that he was being utterly disingenuous.
utterly disingenuous.
Lie. Utterly disingenuous. Sabbath.
Exactly. They try to find a word that is parliamentary,
Oh, yeah.
so they
Correct.
don't have to use the word lying. And that is a very accurate assessment of the situation. And that is what bothers me about how they respond to questions or statements that are not in their favor. Is the first instinct is to lie or to put up some response that one is clear is not true, and I'm trying to figure out, like, where do they go from there? Like, why is it that is the best response? Is it because that they know that what they're doing is disingenuous, and so the only response they can give is to lie about the situation? And so the reality is that the opposition has on a number of occasions, one where the Chief Justice, the acting Chief Justice and Chancellor Concert basically stated that we are okay with the persons who are acting and they should give them the position substantially. So the fact that they can make these wild accusations that we are against consultation and we are against making decisions that the Constitution requires of the opposition to be a part of is, as Sabuk News says, utterly disingenuous.
Yeah, very interesting, Tabby. Again, folks, and this is not us, it's not New Nation out of the PNCR, it's not the key out of the AFC. This is Starbuck News said that he's lying. That Mr. Norton has said a long time ago that he's willing to sit down. As a matter of fact, he let his preference be known for the two current office holders to be appointed to the substantive post of Chancellor and Chief Justice. And now for the European Army to say that it's Norton's fault that the process hasn't gone forward, lying, utterly disingenuous. As a matter of fact, Sabbath News spoke this whole issue of electoral quote unquote infractions, for the want of a better phrase, and said that people don't really have no legs to stand up because these were folks who, said that the
2015 elections,
general and regional elections, were fraudulent and fought that in the courts and long after that. So they can, run up to the current the opposition to say that what you're all saying here make no sense because there was one time when they were of the same opinion.
And they also held on to AFC's seat in 2006 in Linden.
Correct.
And so it was obvious that that seat was not for them, but they held on to it in spite of the fact that they knew, and everybody knew, that it was actually won by the AFC. So what Starbuck News is trying to show is that no party is clean, so to speak. That is the Starbuck News perspective on the matter. That no, if Irfan wants to come to the fore and say, well, the opposition has to apologize, then the PPP also has to apologize for their infractions as well. And so if both sides have to apologize, then you might as well start anew, recognizing that maybe both sides may have done some things that weren't in the best interest of the country. So you see, this is where maturity comes into play, and how mature you are as a leader, and whether or not you're really interested in putting the country forward, or it is just a farce for you to have power and maintain power for your own benefit. Because once there's a level of maturity, you recognize that there needs to be a way forward where everybody is included. Once you try to be disingenuous and try to put prerequisites to conversations, prerequisite to you reaching out as the president of the country to say, well, hey, look, we need to figure this thing out together, and you're upset, almost childishly upset because of somebody didn't shake your hand at some point, I think shows that one, yes, disingenuous, but also a level of immaturity that is not needed for the leader of the country at this particular time.
Correct. And again, it just shows, how barefaced the PPP can be, because another issue that was raised in this editorial is the prorogation of Parliament in 2010, I think it was, right? The prorogation of Parliament, because the PPP
it was in 2014. It was in 2014 before the 2015 elections.
Yes, which led us to the 2015 election. It just knew the PP rather knew that a no confidence motion was coming, and
exactly
they rather break up the whole democratic process. So they prorogue Parliament. That election was called early, and we know the end result of that. And I think it would be in the PPP's best interest to remember those days.
Exactly. That nothing is set in stone. Nothing, anything can change at any moment. And that one thing you cannot decide is, you think that you have all of the answers, that you are the smartest person in the room, and that nothing else can happen outside of what you expect to happen. And if you don't understand what is happening on the ground, I think they will come to a rude awakening very soon. I know Sabbath News said even if they may win in 2025, some things. But I'm not waiting for so long. I think they'll have a rude awakening sooner than Sabbath News suggested.
Agreed, Tabby. So, folks, that's some of the things that are on the front burner this morning. Internationally, look what we're following in the Ukraine. They're about to changed their defense minister, and the president there, Mr. Zelensky, said, it is time for new approaches and other formats of interaction with both the military and society as a whole. They're bringing in another fellow to head up this front, but the former Minister of Defense, he is credited with raising a lot of money on the international front, which has helped the Ukraine to hold off Russia thus far. This is Mr. Olensky Renizov, the former defense minister, the outgoing defense minister, and he is making way for a new process. This is the president of Ukraine saying that I believe the ministry needs new approaches and other forms of interaction, both for the military and society as a whole. The change in defense minister, I think this is Reuters we're picking this up from, uh, must now be approved by Parliament and is likely to be supported by a majority of lawmakers. That's what they are saying. So it seems almost a done deal for this new defense minister to take up his appointment in the Ukraine. We got to look to see how this shapes the battle ahead.
Yes, that is an interesting. This is not something to take lightly. So I'm not sure what about the approach the Ukraine is not happy about, but we'll see how what shifts moving forward. It may be an indication that there will be a serious shift. And so we wait to see who the new defense minister will be, and we see who the new defense minister will be, and what that means for the efforts in Ukraine to keep Russia out.
Yeah, shift with beauty and grace. Shift with beauty and grace. So that's happening on that front, folks. Internationally as well, the Pope is visiting Mongolia. He's wrapping up a visit in Mongolia, and on that visit, he launched a homeless clinic and shelter. Folks, we need a lot of goodwill in this world. So many people around the world are in need of help. I struggle, to do more. I wish we could do so much more, right? But we struggle to keep a focus here because sometimes you can go off on a different tangent, and we struggle here to stay focused. But I'm happy that you have folks like the Catholic Church, the Pope, in particular, who continue to spread a lot of love, spread God, godliness around the world, and congrats to them.
Yes, congratulations to the homeless clinic and shelter in Mongolia. I am not sure what the situation is, but the fact that there is a need for it, I think that's a need in a lot of places. So congratulations on that. So we need some good. There's so much bad happening and so much negative things happening around the world that it's always good when something like this can happen, that somebody can see the need and reach out and help where necessary.
Yeah. And people are going to benefit in a meaningful way. Very interesting. As we run that tab, I think I saw the close of last week. One of the International Monetary Agency was considering cutting back on some of our aid, because of, we're high income country now.
We're doing well.
Nice time for everybody. So the one that they contemplated cutting back on aid to Guyana. Interesting times ahead.
That would be interesting.
Very interesting times ahead. So while that's happening, I think they got some stuff happening with CARICOM. The Prime Minister of Dominica. He's the current chair of CARICOM. Dominica chairs CARICOM currently, and he said over the weekend that Haiti is going to be high on the agenda. There's a special meeting this week virtually on Haiti. They're talking about Haiti specifically, and I think also climate change. I think those are the two things on the agenda. I don't know if they're interrelated, but I know Haiti is one of the front burner issue. But again, Tabby, we see the region following. The pleading, the UN is making some strides here with concerns Haiti. As a matter of fact, it is the UN Secretary General, Mr. Guterres, who is credited with bringing this matter on the front burner internationally by saying that something must be done to stem this kind of violence in Haiti. And now we're seeing CARICOM trying to catch up with what is happening there in Haiti. We saw a former prime minister also over the weekend in the Bahamas, Mr. Hubert Manning, saying that Bahamas should debate on sending, and he's pro sending troops to Haiti This has already been troop, um, putting boots on the ground in Haiti. Kenya has already said they're willing to send 1,000 of their troops to Haiti, and I think Jamaica and another CARICOM countries has also signaled that they would like to send troops as well to Haiti. As we're too, back burner where the discussions are concerned, Haiti being a CARICOM member state with two back burner. The UN is leading the effort, and then Kenya, gonna show me up. That,
Yes, yes. It's always sad when we have to speak about Haiti and what is happening there, and sometimes our response in the Caribbean to what is happening in Haiti. As you said, it always seems as if there's a hands-off approach, and I can never understand why it is that we'll get to that later at some point in the future, where Haiti is concerned, and I think we in the region have a role to play in ensuring that Haiti gets to a place where we could all be proud of. They have done so much for for the Caribbean in history, and so I don't think our approach has always been the best when it comes to Haiti and its people. And I'm hoping that the agenda this week will see something more positive in terms of CARICOM's response. Yes, troops is one way of dealing with it, but there are other levels that also need to be looked at. And so I'm hoping that the agenda that is that they discussed this week, that more comes from it, and we can see that CARICOM has recognized its role in ensuring that Haiti becomes what it can be with our help.
indeed, indeed, and as our thoughts and prayers with our Haitian brothers and sisters. Again, CARICOM has got to locate itself
Yes.
in terms of relevance, in terms of what is current, and moving this region forward. This kind of a catching up story doesn't augur well for us at all. And
But you
there's
see,
lots of lessons.
what people don't always understand is that there's a CARICOM secretariat, which is like the administrator, right? The administrator cannot tell the heads of government what to do. The heads of government come together, they make decisions, and then the secretariat put systems in place for to carry out the decisions made by the head of state. But the heads of state have to be more on the ground and more more proactive in their approach to Haiti. So when you say CARICOM, sometimes people look at the secretariat and wonder what the secretariat should be doing, and
Yeah,
this whether or not the secretary general is doing what in this case what she should be doing. But we have to recognize that the secretariat is actually that. It's the secretary of the of the CARICOM countries, and so it is on the owners of the heads of these particular countries to be a lot more proactive when they make decisions, when they come to heads of government meeting, that they act on them when they go back home. And whatever those decisions are, if it is that they make a promise to Haiti, when they come to the heads of government meeting, once they get back home, they have to ensure that they're putting the policies in place, putting the systems in place to actually actualizing those promises that they make at these meetings.
correct, Tavi, correct. And we're looking forward to see what else happens on the Haiti front, the Haitian front. We're looking forward to that. Issues closer to home. You all know home is where the heart is, as we said. High income country, highest GDP, and all of that good stuff, folks. All the good stuff. But we know for lots of people, things tight, Tavi. Things tight. We saw this sign over the weekend. Signs of the times. You pass across, hey, chances are you aren't going to leave the same way you came in. You're going to leave different. The sign on the gate reads, for those of you who might have little challenges, goats entering premises will be curried. Yeah,
That's one way of dealing with it, Sharon.
yeah. You come across these things.
That's one way of dealing with it. What can you say? People may be hungry.
Yeah,
They may be in need of some meat. And
yeah.
so,
We live in a country where we saw with our own eyes, cow was hit down somewhere in the west coast. But beast there and police intervene, to make sure everything all right. And next thing you know, police cutting them beef up, cutting out the leg. So Michelle and Pamela, Gwyneth, Margaret Nelson, Fidel Albert, y'all make sure y'all both lock up properly. Make up your goat. Yolanda Thomas, Pamela Dover, Gwen Anderson, y'all lock up your animals properly,
Yes.
folks. They are likely to be curried. Signs of the time, signs of the times, folks. Signs of the times.
No, in Georgia, even though it is the capital city, I don't know where exactly the sign is. There are still a number of animal, no, I can't say farms, but a lot of people that rear animals even in the capital city. And sometimes you see them wandering where they shouldn't wander. And it's whether or not the caretakers of these animals are ensuring that they always stay enclosed where they can graze without hindering traffic and hindering persons who are going about their business. So I'm guessing this particular individual, probably time and time again, has tried to, to discuss with whoever the owners are about these goats, and so they don't seem to be getting any headway. So might as well carry the goat. So if it is that you have animals, please keep them secure, so that you don't have to hear that your goat was curried. There was a couple of days ago where there was a call for some pet goat that was lost, and they were trying to find they were trying to find the goat. Maybe
Bambi,
the goat was curried.
Anybody see Bambi? It was a reward of. I can see people actively looking for Bambi. Bambi was lost,
Hopefully Bambi didn't end up on these premises.
I just hope Bambi didn't wander out there. Let's see, folks. Bon appetit. That being said, we saw some concerns. It's Education Month, and it's also Heritage Month as well. And we want to say Happy Heritage to all our Indigenous brothers and sisters. It's such a time to reflect for our Indigenous brothers and sisters how far they've come and how far they still have to go. And it's an important month because you got issues like Chinese landing,
yes,
sharply in focus. What's happening at Isenaru? What's happening at Murudi Mountain? Land issues, resources, natural resources, mining issues there. And it's easy to talk. We love you and we appreciate you. But to move to action, that's it. That's things of a difference, that's things of a different nature. So a heritage pageant recently, somebody saw some of what was happening on stage and, took to saying that this does not reflect well. We got to go to planning better. This performance, when the person saw what was being displayed, certainly does not embody the spirit and essence of Amerindian heritage. We respect the hard work of those persons, putting these shows together, but please plan more appropriate items. This was the note on Facebook, because apparently at this particular heritage celebration, we have nothing but balling and person. I ain't too sure this is who we are. Take a look at some of that. Yeah, the folks saying Tabit is not the kind of heritage that we want to celebrate, viewers.
I don't even understand the song. Like, what exactly? What exactly are they dancing to?
I would only say there's a time and place for everything.
This is a Heritage Month activity.
Yeah.
Why do they have children dancing to that music?
It's the reggae heritage. Reggae heritage.
We had an event at our church this Sunday, and we had a family from the highway, the Alicop family, who has a group called CADA, indigenous group, and they came and they presented some dances that are related to a lot of their culture. And so they explained the different what happens from a stage when a young girl is either courting or about to get married, and they explained it to us, and then they showed us what transpires during. And so they had some very lovely dances that had to do with their heritage and their culture. I am not sure what this is about, and it's very appalling that whoever put this presentation together thought that this was the best song for children to dance to at a heritage. At a heritage, this is sad. We need to do better for our children, because if at this stage that is what you're teaching them, then what happens when they get older? Then you're wondering why. But you would have said to them, this is okay.
Yeah, which is what the person that posted the video to social media said, I'm concerned, you know, thanks for your hard work and energy, but could we have more appropriate items for Heritage Month? Let's
Sure,
work
this
with it.
saddens me. I it's we have to be so careful.
Very.
We have to be so careful as a society as to what we allow our children to be a part of, and what we bring to them. And so it's when you see any child, as far as I'm concerned, and especially in this particular period where you're dealing with Heritage Month and it's supposed to be depicting the best of your particular culture, that nobody in this process thought that, you know what, maybe this may not be the best song for children, young girls and boys to dance to. Nobody thought that something was off about it. I don't understand. Our mindset, we really need to do some rethinking where our children are concerned. We've lost our way.
We got a long way to go, but in spite of that, want to say happy heritage. Robson Ben, Minister of Home Affairs, he says that Superintendent of Police, Mr. Romano, is the best they could have done in terms of persons available to fill that spot. Commander on the East Coast there. This is a fella who locked up the young attorney for advising her client on his right to remain silent. He said counsel gonna need counsel, and Sept News again, to their credit, I pointed out a number of infractions on Mr. Romanos, but Robson Ben firing back apparently in that tenor, on that tenor, says that Romano is the best they could do on the East Coast. Of available people. Now, it begs the question, what is the quality of people who are available to serve at these high levels in the police force?
And then we wonder why it is we end up getting the responses from the police force that seem to be without thought. I remember the incident with the attorney, and I'm wondering whether this is how they repay for that particular work, because that's something about that even something was off about how they approached the attorney in that particular instance. But that's an how I like your cough, Sharon. But seriously, there's a lot that needs to be done in the Guyana police force, but I'm not saying that they don't have, and I know that they have good cops. They are good cops who want to do their best on the job and to serve and to protect the people. But the fact that Robson Ben says that he is the best candidate for this job suggests, one, the type of leadership we have that seem not the best person, and puts them in positions of authority. And then when the whole system breaks down, they wonder why.
Yeah. So that was what was said by Low Energy, Robson Ben. Romano is the best man available. Well, it says a lot. Best man available. Best minister available. Best person available for Minister of Education, Premanik Chan. As we said when the program started, consistently we've seen schools not ready for reopening as the new term begins, whether it's Easter term, whether it is summer term, Christmas term, you name it. So several schools, they tell us this morning, will not be opening as per schedule. They will not be opening as per schedule because basically they're not ready to be open because the minister was complaining. We saw that some of the contractors are behind. Now that's another issue that I touch
And yeah, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the program. Like, how do you penalize? You see, if it is a case that you have a contract, everybody has to abide by their part to play in that particular contract. It's like the same thing that we saw with the Minister of Public Works not too long ago.
on.
They make these grandiose statements about the contractors not keeping up with their end of the bargain, but at the same time they keep getting more contracts. So what really is the issue? Are you going to keep relying on contractors who do not hold up their end of the bargain, or do we need to ensure that we give contracts to persons who can ensure that they hold up their end of the bargain? We're dealing with schools here. When did the minister realize that schools wouldn't be open on schedule? The day before? Yesterday? So it had to be a case that somewhere something is lapsing, because this could not have been recognized 2 days ago. Because the fact that it's now coming out suggests that it's only yesterday they realized, well, they were trying as best to work 24 hours, but they still couldn't keep up with the fact that today is September 4th. And I think we need to hold the contractors and the minister accountable for this, because she has to ensure that things happen according to the contract. Is it the case that the stipulated time was too short? Or is it a case that the contractors were not doing what they were supposed to do on time? And so who is to be held responsible for this, and how will the ministry ensure that this does not continue in the future?
Exactly, Tabby. So some of the schools that are not going to be opening today, St. Rose's High School, not going to be opening today. Alexander Village Nursery School will not be opening today. Tuckville Primary School will not be opening today. Tuckville Secondary School will not be opening today. Right? Bryce Lutz Primary will not be opening today. Shortville Primary will not be opening today. IFLUT, not university, secondary school, will not be opening today. I see one Maria Henrietta Primary will not be opening today. And those are just among some. And you know what, folks? Even some that are opening, we are learning here, they are not up to scratch to be open. For instance, Savannah Park Nursery School, person sent us a lot of information, not up to scratch. Again, far behind in the work program to bring it up to opening for this, out of this sector.
Yes, there's so many different levels, Sherrod. I saw yesterday a teacher put up on her on her Facebook page that she was able to get her classroom ready, but she said that for lunch today she'll be eating cardboard and colored paper because she had to use her money to get the classroom ready, and so she has no more money to look after herself. And she was happy to do it for the children because she wants the children to end up in a very nice classroom where where they can learn all of the things that she wants to teach them for this term. But the other side of it is the fact that she would have no money for herself. And so she will be eating cardboards and colored paper for lunch today. And so there are, so many things that we need to fix with the education system. I remember there was a discussion I think it was the last parliament before they went into recess, where the Minister of Education came to the parliament for more monies because they were going to access monies that were supposed to be for local government in the first place, which is another issue, really to ensure that the teachers have the necessary items for the beginning of school. And the question was asked, at what point will the teachers get these items? Will it be at the beginning, where it is necessary? Would it be at the end, where the teachers still have to spend all of their money, and then the money will come and it would have their monies would have already been used to get the classrooms ready? And so I can't remember if there was a definite answer, but the reality is that the money should have been there before school starts so that the teachers know they have access to this funding to get their classrooms ready so they don't have to go into their pockets. And so I just want to say kudos to all those teachers who go above and beyond to get their classrooms ready for the students, knowing that how effective it is to have aids on the walls in the classrooms and to have the best environment possible for learning in spite of all of the deficiencies in the education system.
Yeah, I just want to know how it's possible that Priya manages every school term. You know that schools are not opening, and it's not enough to say, "Oh, we're going to catch up on the time." It's not enough to say that, and that's why we said, you know, the train don't always run on time. Back at this end, more than usual runs on time, but we gotta get into that mindset. You know, it's easy to say,
It
yeah,
can't
no,
just be okay.
it's ruling the national stage and all of these different things, highest GDP and biggest GDP. You can't get the little things right. How are we gonna fear?
Exactly. And education is so important, that has to be a priority. So if
Yeah.
education is seen as not their priority, then what is?
It's only education one too. And first day, you don't have a first day because Minister of
Schools are
Education
still
didn't do the
closed.
job right. Contractors, friends, family, and favorites, are behind. And again, Tabby, one of the things I want us to pull out here is that this is not just schools. This is road contracts behind, this contract behind, that contract behind. That's
Yeah,
what
they
the
want to
trouble.
be seen to be doing, and I don't want to go into this today, but the whole idea and interest in just contracts. You see, development is more than just contracts, but the
Correct,
interest is in contracts, and there's a reason why the interest is in contracts.
correct, correct, correct. And we understand all too well. But again, we want to wish all of those children who are going back to school
Yes.
all the best. I say congrats to the parents, who were able to get them together and get them out today. That is a harrowing,
You
harrowing,
know what I'm
harrowing
wondering,
task.
Sharon? I am wondering whether the parents who were trying to get the monies from the credit union to get their children back to school were able to get their monies.
Yeah, we're gonna have to follow up on that. I'm very happy you raised that question, but they were able to do so, and we're gonna have to follow up on that front to see what is the latest development there at the credit union. And we know that lots of people were scraping because that 40,000 they were given the
In
election grant,
June, yeah.
the vote for us election grant. That has finished a long time ago. Cost of living is consistently high in our country. You see those signs on the gates and so on. If you go past by it, you're all in problems. Wounded, badly wounded. Um, that is a reality that we all live. But I really want to say congrats to all the parents who have managed one way or the next to do that.
Yes. I agree with you 100%. The parents do so much with so little. And just want to say congratulations to them to get their children out. And children, just take the opportunity to do your best, focus on your education. There will always be challenges, whether they're challenges at home or at school or whatever. Focus on your education, because that's the one thing that people cannot take from you is your education. Once you have knowledge, you can go places.
Yeah, yeah. Give them the enabling environment. Give them the enabling environment and allow them to flourish, allow them to run, allow them to advance. Before we run off, folks, we want to recommend to you guys the Alistair Collins firm. For those of you who would be getting your documentation ready for any particular purpose in this regard, you need a justice of the peace, the commissioner of oaths to affidavit. We want to recommend the Alistair Collins firm. They're down there on Lamaha Street between Camp and Regent Street. There is the number. They're specialized in this. They got a fantastic team that they use them all the time, folks. And that's why we recommend them highly. 649-6410, 649-6410. They even work on Saturdays as well. Too. Even work on Saturdays. You need a good justice of the peace. You need a good commissioner of votes to affidavit. Folks, touch base with them. 649-6410. Tabby. Tabby. Tabby.
I think this is we come to the end. We've reached just over the hour.
Where does the time go?
It was good to be here with you. I spent all last week and we're beginning the week together. So it was good to be with you again, Sharon. And to the viewers, happy Monday. Wish you the best in your goals for this week. I pray that you are able to excel in everything that you set your mind to. And remember that you stay safe as always. Remember the roadways, and let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep pushing forward.
Yeah. We see you guys in the next broadcast. Seymour George and Bella Mona, Michelle, Spurley, Maxine Monroe, Brenda Moore, all you fantastic folks. Have a great Monday. We hope that you guys have been able to hit the ground running thus far. It's a new month. We hope that you guys, go after those goals and dreams and aspirations, all those things you set for yourself you want to accomplish before the year ends, before the month runs out. And we hope that you're so much better today than you were when we started 4 days ago. So 4th of September already. It's Labor Day here in the US of A. It's the first day of school back in Guyana, in GT, Old BG. It's the first day of school. We know them boys. Them boys didn't hit the ground running at all. But take care until the next broadcast. Outfront Parts is here as well. Outfront Parts says, remember the drone. I don't know. Naomi says, she's going to watch Travis live, where parents are protesting at the school not reopening. Wow.
Oh wow.
You're going to get some of that. You heard there was an accident also this morning, learning that there was an accident somewhere, trying to pull that up quick. People message us all the time on various matters. Saw that somewhere as we were coming on. An accident somewhere, I think, on the East Coast. Yep, on the East Coast public road, a car slammed into a truck. We're going to have more on that, folks, on the next broadcast. Take good care. Tabby, you have the last one.
I just want to say good morning to Natasha Singh. I see that she's on. And yes, have a good day, guys. Have a good day.
Have a fantastic day.